Ladies and gentlemen, there are two kinds of stories. Those you can take to bed with you and then there's the other kind. Now our story tonight is the other kind.
What's up? My name's Jacob Palacio. I'm here to review a movie for you. This is a film I saw at Sundance Film Festival this year, 2022, and that film is called Hatching. It is a film directed by Hannah Bergholm, and it is written by this person right here, and this person also wrote a short film called Night of the Living Dicks. Alright, right off the bat, this film's got a great poster. I mean, look at this poster. This one's pretty good too, but look at this poster. This is a Finnish horror film, a film from Finland. Let me tell you, man, the Finnish are some crazy fucks over there. I mean, I love those guys, but holy shit, they make some weird-ass movies. They made a movie a couple years ago called Dogs Don't Wear Pants, which is a phenomenal movie that I absolutely loved. In fact, I think I gave that film a 10 out of 10. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Dogs Don't Wear Pants, it's another great film from Finland that I would highly recommend. And yeah, Hatching is one of the most recent films to come from Finland, and it's pretty much just as fucked up and weird and crazy. Basically, the film follows this suburban white-ass family who are in their living room just being a suburban white-ass family taking selfies, and then all of a sudden this raven or crow comes out of fucking nowhere and starts wrecking the entire fucking house. It was pretty cool.
And then the daughter goes into a forest one day and finds a weird-looking egg.
And the daughter of the family decides to keep it and hides it under her pillow or something, and then over time the egg gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then until it gets really big, and then it just all of a sudden one day hatches into this thing. When I first read the description to this movie, the first thing I told myself was, fuck yeah, I'm in. At first, you know, judging by the surreal, wacky plotline of the movie, and also the poster, I thought I was getting into some, like, Yorgos Lanthimos shit, like Dogtooth, or just anything out of the Greek weird wave going on. And yeah, I guess it kind of is like an offbeat Yorgos Lanthimos movie, kind of, sort of. This is kind of almost like if Yorgos Lanthimos decided to make a movie like Greener Grass, and I know that's a really obscure comparison since a lot of you probably don't know what Greener Grass is. This is a silly, goofy movie, and not one that I take very seriously personally. That being said, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's very short, it's very sweet, very simple, as weird and surreal as it is, and it's also one of those movies that tells a very short, simple story that's kind of like leading up to one giant metaphor, and it kind of reminded me of Raw in that way. Raw being the film that came out 2017, 2018, around there, which is also a phenomenal film if you haven't seen that one. And also the fact that the main character is the daughter of the family, it's a little girl, so it also kind of reminded me of Raw in that way. I first want to start off by saying, without spoiling anything of course, there are practical effects in this film, and the practical effects are fucking amazing. The creature looked genuinely disgusting to look at, which was awesome, and I'm pretty sure there were some animatronics in here as well that fit really well with, you know, whatever this movie was going for. But yeah, huge shout out to the practical effects in this movie. One, for even using practical effects in the first place, and two, the practical effects look great. So there you go. This movie also borrows from the protagonist's child who makes an unlikely friend and has to hide them from the rest of the world trope, much like the films Gremlins, E.T., Clifford the Big Red Dog, Munchie. So yeah, if you're into that kind of shit, this movie is definitely a huge throwback to those kind of movies, which I also really liked. I will say that this movie is kind of tonally a little bit all over the place, but I was so invested throughout the entire runtime that I honestly kind of just didn't care. But I know this is something that might bother other people, so I just want to throw that out there just in case. But yeah, this movie is kind of tonally all over the place, but it kept me invested the whole fucking time, so I did not give a shit. Not to mention, there were some genuinely gruesome fucking scenes in this movie, like really gruesome. They were awesome. Again, back to the practical effects. There's one specific sequence that happens close to the beginning of the film that, yeah, kind of really stuck with me, and it stuck with a lot of people, because a lot of people can't seem to shut up about it on Letterboxd. And the performances were pretty good from what I understand. You know, as somebody who isn't Finnish, it's kind of hard to judge and critique somebody's performance based on the fact that I just don't know what they're saying. But the story and the writing were enough to just keep me engrossed into the entire thing. Also, the mom is a total bitch in this movie, and she plays a really good bitch. I'd say the two main characters in this film are the mother and the daughter. There's also a father and a son, but they're not really in the movie as much as the mother and the daughter, and again, the daughter's the main character, so it's mostly just following her, but there's a really interesting mother-daughter dynamic in this movie. For example, the daughter just kind of wants to live a normal, you know, adolescent life, whereas the mother is obsessed with, like, fame and money and doing whatever she can in order to get that fame and money. And the daughter does gymnastics in this movie. That's a very important side plot. And the mother keeps pushing her to do better, even more so than she's capable of. So, you know, she's really tiring her out. And, you know, again, it's all because the mom's just a selfish bitch who just wants fortune and fame. Really cool dynamic between those two characters that worked really well in my opinion. The cinematography's okay. It's not the best. It's definitely not the highlight of the film. But, you know, it's solid for what it is. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about Hatching. This movie's a wild, goofy time. I really enjoyed it a lot. I knew from the second that I read the description of this movie that I was going to love it. And yeah, it really did not disappoint. This movie has a lot of really great moments going for it. And it's definitely one of those movies that I feel like I'm going to be revisiting again in the future. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Liked Hatching a lot, and I'm excited to see what this filmmaker does next, because this was a very strong debut. Pretty sure this is her debut. Yeah, this was her debut. And overall, I'm going to be giving Hatching, honestly, probably an 8 out of 10. There's just a lot that resonated with me, a lot that stuck with me, and I just really had a lot of fun watching this, honestly. It's just a really fun time. So yeah, when this movie comes out, rent it, grab a beer with some friends, watch it, laugh at it, be disgusted by it, and just have a good time with it. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. Really solid. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's it. I'm gonna be making more reviews coming very soon. Stay tuned for those. Alright, see ya. Bye.